Your team gets pulled into an agile project for the first time, but no one really knows what that means for how everyone works. Or maybe you're leading a big infrastructure upgrade, and the project manager insists on using the waterfall process, even though the requirements keep changing. Or maybe half your team is in agile sprints. The other half is following fixed milestones, and you're stuck in the middle, trying to keep everything aligned. If any of that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. A team member asked me recently, "What's it mean to us that we are doing our first agile project?" And that's such a great question because even when we don't get to choose the project methodology, it absolutely shapes how we lead. Grab a cup of coffee and let's chat about what agile, waterfall, and hybrid project approaches really mean for you as an IT manager. I'm Tina Marie Baugh. I've spent over 25 years in hands-on technology leadership, helping seasoned tech experts who've stepped into management grow into confident, effective leaders. Before we get into why all this matters so much for your leadership, let's make sure we're all talking about the same thing. When we say agile, waterfall, or even hybrid, which is a blend of both that many of us are navigating today. With waterfall, everything is planned up front, step by step. Requirements, design, test, implementation, verification, and deployment. It's called waterfall because each phase flows into the next in a steady downward progression, like water running down a series of steps. It's predictable. But once things are locked in, changing anything is difficult and tends to ripple through everything else. Agile is more flexible. It usually is represented by a continuous loop with requirements coming in and deliverables going out. Work is done in short, focused iterations called sprints. Each sprint includes various phases such as requirements gathering, design, quick development, testing, deployment, reviewing, and then a go, no-go for release. Priorities can change. Feedback is constant. It's great for flexibility, but it can feel chaotic, especially when your team is also handling operations. Now imagine Agile and Waterfall running side by side. That's when things get really interesting. And that's where hybrid comes in. And hybrid, well, this is where most of us actually live. Some things are planned up front, like major milestones or compliance check, but the detailed work shifts along the way. You might have infrastructure following a fixed schedule while app development moves in sprints. You get flexibility, but it also means managing across two sets of rhythms. Your job as an IT leader is keeping both sides aligned, balancing predictability with adaptability without letting things fall through the cracks. To make this real, let me share an example from my own experience. We were doing a major hospital application upgrade. The application team was running in Agile. They were moving fast, pushing new features, meeting almost every day. Meanwhile, the infrastructure team was following Waterfall. We had strict change control processes, fixed maintenance windows, and regulatory requirements we had to follow. I was in the middle of that, helping both sides work together. I had to help the Agile team understand that move fast and break things isn't an option when you're dealing with systems that handle patient data. At the same time, I had to work with our infrastructure and security folks to break work into smaller, testable parts so we weren't holding up delivery. That's what hybrid really looks like. It's not a clean split. It's about balancing priorities and making sure both sides move forward together. So now, why does all this matter for you as an IT manager? Don't you just have to get it all done anyway? Let's talk about how the project method impacts you in the real world. The first way the project method impacts an IT manager is planning. With Waterfall, you're expected to give estimates early, even when all the technical details aren't clear yet. In Agile, shifting priorities within sprints combined with business as usual or BAU work can overwhelm your team. Prioritizing and replanning isn't just weekly, it can feel like a daily, sometimes even multiple times a day task. And with hybrid, you're managing both worlds at once, long-term milestones and fast-moving daily changes, all layered together. The second way the project method impacts an IT manager is handling change. Agile teams expect change. Sometimes they even welcome it as part of the process. Waterfall teams tend to resist it, knowing a late change can trigger redesigns, approvals, and delays. Hybrid teams live in that middle ground, trying to balance structure with flexibility. As the IT manager, your role is keeping the team focused through all of it. That means tracking changes formally through change request, updated documentation, and risk logs, not just hallway conversations or quick chats. It's about making sure nothing slips through the cracks, especially when multiple teams and methods are at play. Even a small missed change can create a big problem down the line. The third way the project method impacts an IT manager is communication. In Agile, you've got constant touch points, daily stand-ups, sprint planning, demos, retrospectives. It can feel like a lot, but it helps everyone stay in sync. In Waterfall, it's almost the opposite. You might go weeks without formal updates until there's a scheduled checkpoint or status meeting. That gap can allow risks to build up unnoticed. Hybrid projects land somewhere in the middle. Structured check-ins with room for more informal touch points. No matter which method your team is following, it's up to you as the IT manager to keep the communication flowing. That means proactively surfacing risks, clarifying priorities, and making sure your team's voice is heard, whether there's a formal meeting or not. It's about creating steady, constant communication so issues don't get buried until it's too late. So let's talk about how to lead through these projects in a way that actually works day to day. First, adjust your style, not your standards. Agile, waterfall, hybrid, each needs a slightly different touch, but your core expectations for quality, communication, and getting things done, those don't change. Second, be the translator. That means helping Agile teams understand infrastructure timelines and processes they may not be thinking about, and making sure project managers or business leads understand what your team needs to do things the right way without cutting corners. Third, protect your team's focus. Context switching kills productivity. It's easy for people to get pulled into too many directions, especially when your team works projects and operations. Set clear boundaries. Help your team focus on what matters most right now. Fourth, ask early, ask often. Don't wait for surprises. Clarify dependencies, surface risks, and make sure your team knows you're looking ahead for them, not just reacting. And finally, coach your team, especially if they're new to a project method. Don't assume everyone knows how to work in Agile or Waterfall. Help them understand expectations. Help them adapt without panicking when things change. Because the scope, requirements, and deliverables will change. That's what leadership looks like, keeping your team steady, no matter the method. And there we have it. Why Agile, Waterfall, and hybrid projects can feel messy, and what IT leaders can do about it. You may not choose the method, but you do shape how your team navigates it. Keep showing up. Keep asking the right questions. Focus on getting a little better each day. If this video gave you clarity or something to think about, check out my other videos on the channel. Each one is packed with real-world strategies to help you grow as a tech leader. Until next time, keep leading with clarity, confidence, and courage. You've got this.